Hey,
Hey,
what you doing?
warming up.
How long?
Just a 25-minute warm-up. It's test week,
Ooh.
so I'm getting tested on my swim, my bike, my run to get all my pacing for my Ironman block. 12 weeks out starting next Monday. So today we're doing 25-minute warm-up right into an FTP test. So it's been about, I think it's like 10 or 12 weeks since I've done an FTP test. We did up my FTP a little bit in between there. But fuck, today, this is an ignorant ride. So like it's a longer warm-up, hitting some higher watts, getting those legs ready. And then the idea behind the FTP test is like, it's like a ramp up. So I do it all in Swift. You'll start at like a 150 watt hold for a minute, then it jumps to 170, then 180, and you keep holding these power increments for a minute at a time. And the idea is whatever wattage you can get up to and hold for a full minute, your new FTP would be 75% of that number. So it sucks, like it's really short. I think the FTP test maybe takes 10 minutes or 12 minutes depending how powerful you can get. But it's like, it's that dig deep feeling when you're like shaking and it literally stops you in your shoes. So I'm gonna finish warming up here and maybe get a glimpse at my new FTP when I'm done. Oh my God. Oh my God. Alright, I can talk again now. So just finished up the ramp test. So anyone can do this test if you have a Swift account. Log into Swift, I choose a flat course, and then for your workout, go to FTP test and then ramp test. It's not the ramp light, it's the ramp test. It's like, it says it takes 43 minutes if you can actually do each level, but so, like I said, it will base your FTP on your best 1 minute power. Last time I did this was May 26th. I didn't get higher than the 300 watt mark. In fact, I think I barely finished it and it only counted my 280. So today, I made it up to the 380 watt mark. And my legs literally shut down at like 48 seconds into that. So I was 12 seconds away from going up to that next mark, which would have meant it would have counted my 380 as my best minute, but it didn't. I didn't finish it. So it counted my 360 watt mark as my best minute. I didn't give or take a few watts because it spit out my new FTP of 284 watts, which I'm very, very happy with. Coach said she's hoping to have my FTP, she wanted my FTP to be close to 300 by Ironman. Well, we're 13 weeks out and I'm 15 watts away from that 300 mark, which I know we can bring to the table come November. So. All right, so what does this mean? New FTP means all my bike rides, all my training sessions are all based on a percentage of my FTP. So whether that's my intervals or endurance rides, sweet spots, whatever it may be, you know, say I'm told to ride at 5 minutes at 80% my FTP. So that new benchmark is 284, and then all my percentages in my workouts will be based around that now. So I'm not quite sure what my starting FTP was when I started training in the beginning of the year, but I know it wasn't much higher than 240 watts. So to be jumping 40, 50, 60 watts in 6 months, 7 months, I think it's fairly unheard of, and I'm damn proud of it, I know that. So, all right, I got 15 minutes to cool down here. Then I'm gonna do a 20-minute run right off the bike, nice and easy. And yeah, we already did my swim test yesterday. I'll touch on that a little bit later. And then the rest of the week is prepping my body for my 5K test on Saturday. And I believe I did a video before. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it. I did another 5K test earlier this summer. I think it was 20 minutes and some change. So I'm hoping this Saturday that we go sub 20, and that new 5K pace will dictate the pacing for all of my run workouts from now until November as well. So if I'm prescribed, you know, a speed workout where it's 3 miles at half marathon pace, 2 miles at half marathon pace, then 1 mile at 10K pace, whatever it may be, that 5K test will dictate those pacings and allow me to grow, get stronger, more fit, instead of just hitting the same mileage or the same intensity every week. So test week is a love-hate thing. My nerves get shot out of control because I have high expectations. I want to make my coaches proud. I want to make you guys proud. And I want to be overly prepared for November so we can throw down and really see what I'm made of. All right, I want to recap and go over this whole testing week since you just saw me do my FTP test. So, all right, test week. We started off Monday, August 9th. We had a swimming time trial. So my best effort at a 500 yard and 100 yard TT. So it was a big warm up, get everything moving really good. A bunch of fast 25s and 50s, just get everything feeling really good. Warmed up, 3 to 4 minute break, and then my best effort in the 500. So looking at my notes here. All right, so here, let's go back to what I tested out a few months ago, because like that's, I don't know, that's the better gauge of everything. So this is pretty wild. Okay, so when I first started with Natasha in December, my 500 time was 8:40. That was a 1:44 per 100 pace. December 7th, my 100 yard best 100 was a 1:34 pace. Then if you fast forward a little bit to, I believe this was in May. Yeah, okay, in May, my 500 yard was an 8:27 at a 1:41 pace. My 100 was a 1:26. So now fast forward to this week. What was the exact date? Monday, August 9th. This is pretty cool. So my 500 TT was a 7:55 at a 1:34 pace, which I was over the moon about. Like, I came up from the water not completely fucking gassed. Like usually I'm like choking for air. So I threw that down. My 100 time, it's very good for me. I wanted a little bit more out of it as I've hit this time before just in a random workout. But I did a 1:17 for my 100 yard sprint. Like I said, I've hit that before. I think in the next week or two, I could maybe see like a 1:16 or a 1:15 if I have, if I nail everything in the pool. Okay, so that was the swim test on Monday. You guys just watched me do my FTP test on the bike. So now fast forward 2 days to today. This is Thursday, August 12th. I had an aerobic bike test. So it's a 30-minute test. I did a 20-minute warm-up to my MAF heart rate. I don't know if I say that right. Maffetone. Either way, a dude with the last name Maffetone or Maffetone came up with this theory. So it's 180 minus your age to get that. So for me, I'm 32 years old. 180 minus 32. 148 is the goal heart rate for, at least for this test and for most of my workouts. So for 20 minutes, I built up my ride to that 148 heart rate. Then I restarted Swift to start a new block, so we get a solid 30 minutes of the actual like aerobic test. So what we did, let's pull it up. So the goal was to record my starting watts, my ending watts, my average, And no matter what for that 30 minutes was to maintain a 148 heart rate or somewhere in that range, like really close to it. So I started out at that 285, 290 watt range. After 5 or 6 minutes, my heart rate went up to like 154. So I had to back it down just a little bit. And I was pretty much able to hold like a 240, 250 most of the 30 minutes. And then like the last 5 to 8 minutes, I had to drop it down just a little bit more. So the statistics for this 30-minute block. So average heart rate was 149, which I wanted to be in that one. That was Luna. I don't know if you guys heard that, but the goal was to stay at that 148 range. So average 149. That's pretty damn close to where I should have kept my heart rate. Average power was 233 watts. End power was 238, and my max power was 383. So I'm really pumped about this. I did get third time best for my 20-minute power at 237. So if you would have seen these numbers and the effort I had and how high my heart rate was to do something like this 3 to 4 months ago, would have blown your mind. So aerobic bike test is done. One more test this week, and that is my 5K best effort. So yesterday I had a speed workout, pretty much like testing out some pacing at like a half mile, quarter mile, 200 meters, just to try to find like a sweet spot and try to figure out what my pacing should be for Saturday's 5K. So after talking to Coach, it looks like what we're going to try to do for Saturday is go out at like a 6:30 pace, and then that second mile, like just kind of descend that time or that pace over the course of that second mile. And then after that second mile's done, that third and final, 1.1, just full send it and see what I can do. The overall goes to go sub 20, which if I start at a 6:30 pace and descend my miles, that should be no problem. But I'm nervous as fuck for this one. Like I just the bike rides and the FTP test, like I didn't get nervous for that. I got nervous for the swim and I get nervous for the run because I feel like it's like it's the maxed effort I have to put in. It just, my nerves get bad. So, but I don't know. I'm excited to go sub 20. I know I'm going to do it. I'm going to make myself do it. So that's where we're at with this. I will be recording all the info on the 5K this Saturday. This is all going to be in one video. And then, like I said, starting Monday is my official Ironman block. So it's crazy to think I'm 3 months out from Florida, and it's a ton of time, but I don't know, it's starting to feel real. It's felt real for the last like 6 weeks, and I don't know if it's from, there's so many races going on right now. Victory and NVDM coaching, they've both have a ton of athletes racing right now, or have raced in the last month and a half, and I'm just getting so anxious to throw down just like everyone else has. So all right, that's it for this. We'll bring it back to the 5K on Saturday. Kim has been working so fucking hard. In fact, she's already just as fast as me in the pool. I want to start doing more videos with her because like now she has this confidence that's through the roof. Her knee feels amazing. She's completely done therapy. She's a year post-op on her ACL surgery, and she's been attacking this triathlon training like I do. And I say it all the time to you guys. You've heard me say it on Instagram. Kim is a phenomenal athlete. She doesn't even know the potential she has in this sport yet. Like it's a mental sport, it's a physical sport, it's a grind, it's like an OCD, like an obsessive sport, and she's dominating it right now. So we just got her a new tri bike. She just got fitted on it this week, so she's going to really start throwing down on the bike. And she signed up for a 70.3 for 2022. So I'll let her speak on that when the time comes. But it's so inspiring to have like your significant other not only supporting what you're doing, but tagging along for the ride, being a part of that lifestyle. It makes the eating, the training, the waking up early, it makes everything so much easier. And now instead of time apart, it's training together. And I feel like our relationship hasn't been this strong in like the last 2 years. And mainly because, you know, she was down and out because of her knee. The businesses really took off the last 18 months. So I've been crazy busy with work and training. But now that we can share this time in the morning together, we swim together, and hopefully in the next 2 weeks we'll be riding every weekend together. So your significant other should support you in these things. That doesn't mean it leaves room for you to be an asshole and blow the family off and be like, no, fuck you, I got training. If you got kids, that's a different story. I don't have kids, but I don't know. Your significant other should be supporting everything you do. You should be supporting them. And if it's not meeting, you're either being too selfish or I don't think you got the right person in your life. But yeah, that's where we're at. She's going to love that I filmed her and talked about her on camera. All right. We are at the park. Test number 4 of the week, 5K test about to go down. So my ritual with getting warmed up for these, it might sound like a lot, but I'll go run for 15 minutes to loosen up, usually get like 1.5 to 2 miles in. Then I'll go through my running drills, take a couple minute break, and then hydrate a little bit, and then get ready to fully send it. So the game plan today is to start out at we want to go sub 20. I've never done a sub 25K. So to do that, we're going to start at a 6:30 pace. Then for the first mile. Mile 2, I'll descend it like kind of gradually. And then mile 3, I'm going to empty the tank. I'm just going to give it everything I got. So I'm nervous as fuck, but that's a good thing. When I feel like this, I feel like something big or something special is about to happen. So I'm excited to check this off my list. I won't be retesting probably before Ironman. I can't wait to get this week done and dive right back into all my training. So I'm gonna go do this, warm up, bang it out. I'll hop back on here hopefully with some really fucking good news, so stay tuned. Fuck. That shit was fucking hard. Like really hard. But I just smashed my 5K PR. I did go sub 20 like I wanted to. So, like I said, game plan was start at that 6:30 pace. I can never start out how I actually want to. I always come out a little hot. So mile 1 was 6:17. And it felt very easy, and I held that exact same pace the whole first mile. So going into mile 2, I was like, okay, I know I can hold mile 2 at this exact same pace. And worst comes to worst, I'll hold it again for number 3, guaranteed a sub 20. So first mile 6:17, second mile 6:17 on the nose, and then I turned it up like after that first quarter of mile 3 and ended up with a 6:04 pace for mile 3. Probably tapered towards the end at like a 5:40 to 5:50 pace. So final 5K time, 19 minutes, 13 seconds, well under 20. I probably could have turned it on a little bit more at mile 2, but I just wanted to guarantee that sub 20. If I would have died out on that last mile and not got into the 19s there, I would have been pissed. So really pumped about that. After I was done with that, I walked back to the car, probably like an eighth of a mile. I ate a gel pack. I think the gel I had was around like 30 grams of carbohydrates, a bunch of sodium, and then sipped on some more electrolytes, and then grabbed a handheld water bottle. So like the goal after the 5K, coach still wanted me to get 10 to 11 miles in on the day. So got down the 5K, ate a little bit of the gels, got my handheld that had cluster dextrin and more electrolytes in it, and then right back out on the road I went for another, let's see, I don't think I did quite 6 just because of the route. So I had a 1.85 mile warm up, then the 5K. That brings us to 4.96, so just about 5. And then I ran another 5.4 miles at 8:10 per minute mile pace. And I tell you what, I feel awesome. Usually I get smoked after these tests. And I tell you what, I'm contributing like my longer, like being able to stay steady through some of these big workouts. I'm contributing it 100% to my nutrition and my hydration. A few weekends ago, we thought we had my hydration dialed in, which we did. I have not been following it. You know, I line up 4 or 5 water bottles for these big bike rides or these big runs, and I always think that I lay out more than enough. 90% of the time I don't finish everything that I mix up for myself. And a couple weekends ago, after my long bike ride into an easy 20-mile run, I cramped up like fucking crazy. And I'm talking like I haven't felt that since Ironman last year. So we looked at nutrition, hydration, and based on the sweat test that I did, based on previous races and previous workouts, I took in over a 3-hour workout. I took in a third of what I should have been taking in. It sounds absolutely ridiculous to be taking in 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 milligrams of sodium per hour on top of like 60 to 85 ounces of fluids with 60, 80, 100 grams of carbohydrates per hour. It sounds insane. However, when you're working and you're training and you're going for speed and goals and times, you can't expect to stay fueled on the bare minimum. That's why these sweat tests are imperative. That's why it's like even the more elaborate sweat tests that you send in, and you can see where your electrolytes lost per hour. Like, these things are vital to be able to train at a high level and then compete at a high level. So while some of these things may not be imperative to you guys right away, you might just be starting, you might be working towards that 5K or that 10K goal, in which so you're not going to need nearly the amount of fuel that I would need. That being said, it is important to figure these things out early in your training and test them while you're training. You don't want to be testing these things on race day. So I'm ecstatic. I'm full of energy right now. I am not wiped out compared to last year, even a few months ago, I would do an 11-mile workout and be fucking smoked for the day. Like, there was no option for anything else. So I feel awesome. This is like the checkbox I needed to start Ironman Prep on Monday, officially 12 weeks out. I'm ready to fucking work for it, dude. I have this different mentality now that I'm no longer just I'm far gone from that point. I'm no longer just trying to finish this race. I want to actually really, really throw down something impressive, not just for me, but I don't know. I feel like so many of you are so inspired by what I'm doing. If you can even take a piece of what I'm doing and put it into your own life, whether that's losing weight, preparing for a race, working towards something more special in your job or in your life with your family, these things are contagious. And if you think that people around you don't notice when you level up, or you get to that next level, or you lose that 10 pounds, or you got that job promotion, or the simple fact of you being around other people and you're so fucking positive, people don't know how to take that. And I think that's the best gift you can give to this world, is inspiring others without even like meaning to, and without them even realizing like it was the kick in the ass they need. I truly believe we're all put on this earth to give back to others and to give back to this planet. I don't think there's any other reason. And that's just my belief. That's the belief I kind of conceptualized when I started this journey with Kenny. It literally all started with that podcast, and the day after that podcast, my mentality on life changed, my religious beliefs changed, my just everything. So, man, so pumped. Long week, 4 tests, swim, TT, FTP test on the bike, aerobic test on the bike, 5K test on my run today. We're done testing. I'm ready to work. So that wraps it up. I'll see if there's anything else going on this weekend. It's mostly going to be me and Kim just enjoying some time. It's our first weekend kind of with no other obligations in a long time. We're going to enjoy that. I have a nice, easy 2.5-hour outdoor bike ride tomorrow. Just getting more comfortable with being outside and riding with hydration and all those good things. So if there's anything else going on this weekend, I'll hop back on. If not, thank you guys so much for watching this. Go do your own tests. It doesn't have to be as intricate as I'm doing, but write these things down. It's something to work towards, and write down how you feel from them. You know, did you do, like, say you wanted to test yourself in the 1 mile. How'd you feel after that? Did you feel like complete shit? Did you feel like you have more left in the tank? Did you leave it all out there? Write these things down, because you might think you had a really bad week or a bad run, and then you look back and you're like, oh shit, that felt hard, but I ran it 45 seconds faster, and I know I didn't sleep well, I know I didn't eat well. So start documenting these things for yourself. And the moment I started writing everything down and recording it and sharing it with you, I started holding myself more accountable to these things. And eventually you just get on such a momentum that it's hard to slow down, dude. And if you do, you just feel like shit. The moment I lose my momentum is the moment I start to work even fucking harder, because that momentum just compounds, it snowballs, and eventually everything in your life just doesn't get easier, but it feels a lot more rewarding when you start to stack those wins. So, love you guys. Hope you all have an awesome week. Whenever you're watching this, just be positive, man. There's so much in this life to live. I hope you all are living that to the highest standard in your life. So, have a good one.